Good morning.
Hi, Neil. Nobody's on. It's just you and me.
Ah,
I was gonna give it 4 more minutes. In my mind, I had a 9, 10 max, and if nobody came on, I was gonna log out.
okay. Um,
So,
I can use that 4 minutes to wake up. So I'll
okay,
just,
and then if nobody comes on, I could tell you some of the points that I was gonna get across in like 5 minutes without a big discussion if you want, or we could talk about something you want to talk about if you want.
all right. Let me get the sleep dust out of my head, and we'll
Okay,
talk. We'll talk in 5 minutes.
got it.
All
Perfect.
right. But I'm gonna put you on mute.
All good. I'll keep working on what I was doing.
I don't know how to get to mute now. Let's see.
If you're on the computer, bottom of your screen, if you're on the
No,
phone,
I'm on my phone. Oh, there it is. I got it.
okay, you gotta like touch the phone for it to come up.
Yeah, found it. I'm alive. I'm alive.
Woohoo!
Did
It's awesome.
anyone show up?
No. So if you want, we can go into some of the networking stuff. And you don't want, we could table it and get back at this point next week. I don't care either way. I was prepared to give the time. So it's up to you.
Well, you know what? I'm awake. So let's take advantage of my awakeness,
Your
and
awakeness? Okay.
I'm gonna
Awesome.
I'm gonna walk over to my office so I can get on a real screen.
Okay.
And you said it'll be short, all right? Just kind of get through stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we could kind of get to the point. If you remember, we were starting to talk about going to networking events, and you said, a lot of the events you do, kind of like the ones I like, they're more social, casual. It's not formal, it's not sit down, it's not, oh, it looks like Sam's logging in. Um,
Hey, damn
Hi,
it.
Sam.
Morning.
How are you?
Good. Sorry, I was on the phone with a client.
Oh, good. Are you gonna come on camera?
Picky.
It's just you, me, and Neil, a small group.
Oh, okay.
There's
Give
the
me one
three of
sec.
us.
Yeah. But so yeah, we were starting to talk a little bit about, being at and we were talking a little bit first, Neil, like the informal groups, right? So Sam, I know at some point, and I think you've been on every single week, like BNI has been mentioned and things like that, where it's more formal and the way you behave is kind of like structured for you, right?
Right.
But what I want to talk a little bit about right now is more of the social type networking that is very, very common when you're looking at networking with realtors. And the real estate industry has a lot of happy hours and a lot of, just come socialize. And so when it's formal and it's structured, you're going to do what the group assigns to do, right? But when it's informal, and sometimes people will either shy away from those groups because they're like, I'm introverted, I'm more shy, and they don't want to go in and they're scared. I know other people will say, I'll go if you go, and they bring a friend, right? And I want to talk about how it is when you choose to go, when you get there, and things you could do to make it more awkward, less uncomfortable, and so that you're definitely walking away with results. Because when these events come up, I get asked a lot, is it worth it for me to go to this? Especially when I'm the one, and Neil, I think I mentioned this last week, in Arizona, I get a lot of invites. So I share them with all the loan originators in the downline in case anyone wants to go. And, I get, would this one be worth my while? And it is what you make of it. So, the first thing I want to touch on is, do you go alone or do you go with someone? I think it depends. In some events, you could go alone, some events you could go with someone, and you can get value out of each way. Um, However, if you're going to an event as a loan originator to make connections for mortgages, would it make sense for you to pull three other loan originators with you if you want to go meet realtors?
No, no. When I got into the events, I have a buddy that has his own business, and every so often we can coordinate and be at an event together. But what that does is it ties me to him.
And his business is not mortgage, correct?
No, no,
Okay, good.
he's in packaging,
Okay.
but it ties us to each other. So it's like going back 36 years when I was dating 40 years ago. It was always nice to have a wingman to come back to. After you try to meet or to have someone to double team on when you walk into when
And
you talk with somebody.
that and you know your people, right? And that could be a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest. Because if
Well,
your person gets a bad reputation in the group, then that reputation could slide off on you. But if your
right,
person
but
has
that's
a
what,
really good reputation, that
yeah,
also could lift you up. So it could go
right,
either way.
right. I get no, but this is more on the social mixers and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I'm talking social
Yeah,
mixers. People
because
get reputations.
I have a couple of luncheons that I go to, which is basically 12, 15 of us. I wouldn't bring, I wouldn't, well, it wouldn't benefit him because most of it's financial people, so packaging doesn't work for him. But
Yeah.
um, I, I don't know if I would bring another lender with
I
me
would
because
not.
it's
So
competition.
so here's the danger of bringing somebody else, right? Whether it be mortgage or a whole nother industry like you're talking about. One, like I already said, reputation, it could level you up or it could bring you down either way, depending. Or, maybe it's equal, whatever. The other danger in bringing somebody or going together is many people use that person like a crutch and they don't separate. So then they don't leave having met many new people. They spend the entire time talking to the people they know and they forget to go network and meet new
Yep.
people. So if you go in with somebody, have, in my opinion, have a plan to separate. And like you said, maybe come back together in the end, right? Or in the middle, or check in. However, but the person could also be a reason if you get in a conversation you don't want to stay in, they could be a reason for you to get out of it. So again, there's going to be pros and cons. The
Hey, Alicia,
cons are you don't separate, right? Go ahead, Sam.
do you mind if I hop off for 1 second? Chris is calling me, Chris Martinez.
Okay, all good.
I'll be
I'm gonna
right
keep
back.
going without you, but all
Oh,
good. Do what you gotta do.
actually, never mind. He hung up on me. Nobody wants to talk to me.
No, oh my God, call him back if you need to call him back. I can
No,
tell you he does have a very busy day. We talked yesterday because I was trying to get someone on his schedule and he showed me his calendar.
yeah.
So if you don't call him back right now, he may not be available. So
Okay,
you might want to call.
okay, I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah, just don't log out. Oh, you need because you're on your phone. Don't
Yeah.
worry, we'll be here. So, Neil, pros and cons, right? The con is you're not meeting new people. The con is if somebody in that room doesn't like the person you're there with, it could affect you. However, the pros, it can help you get away from an ugly conversation or a conversation you just don't want to have or someone that you don't want to network. Um, and but if you go with somebody, I would definitely have a plan of, okay, we're going to walk in the door, we're going to separate and maybe have a certain amount of time or whatever, but have an agreement to be okay to separate. Like some people who want to go with somebody else because they're introverted, they're they might be upset if you separate, if you don't have that conversation ahead of time. And again, you do this a lot with this particular guy, so it could be, a little bit different than just a general, um, I'm going with somebody different, right? Because you guys probably have your pattern, but what I would suggest that you do is ask yourself, is this working for me? If it is, what's working? If not, what's not working? And have a real assessment and have an open conversation with the guy. Now, if I was going to go with somebody to an event, aside from someone who, like, again, like, take your guy out of it, let's pretend you're going back to square one. You're going to an event you've never been to, and you're deciding who do I want to go with, if you want to go with someone. I would say think about who do you want to establish or deepen a referral partnership with and bring somebody that you either do not yet get referrals from that you want referrals from, or you already do get referrals from that you want to make the relationship more solid. I would not bring just another loan officer to help you make you feel more comfortable, right? And I don't know, we must have scared away that lady who popped in for 10 seconds. I
Who
don't know
that?
who it was.
Who are Eva and Debbie?
Huh?
Debbie note taker. Oh, is that
Yeah,
the?
those are both note takers.
Okay.
And Debbie's is Debbie Spalding. She has a conflict and she asked me if her note taker could come on every week in her place. And every week I laugh and I say, I wonder if she's even reading these. And I think if she would have read one, she would have come back and told me because her note taker probably says, Alicia's wondering if Debbie's reading these. So I bet she's not. Um, but there was a woman that came on and then left. Um, so let's also talk about when you go by yourself and you don't have somebody. Oh, Sam, that was fast. Did you get his voicemail?
No, I talked to him. We're going to get together. We're going to talk on Saturday. Uh,
Good.
because we have one application in progress. I'm working on the second one, and he said he may reach out to you something about using your Zoom link or something.
All good, especially if it's Saturday. I do use it. I have a standing meeting for like 1 hour on the weekend.
Mm,
And as long as
okay.
it's not the same time, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, we'll work it out. Even if we're not on Zoom, I'll talk to him on the phone either way.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so Sam, what I was suggesting is if you bring somebody who you want to deepen a relationship with to get referrals from if you're not already getting referrals, or somebody who is giving you referrals who you want to make the relationship even deeper. But
Right,
definitely have a plan of action to separate when you walk through the door so that you're not using each other as a crutch.
right.
Um, so Neil, what is working, if you're willing to share, what is working about going with your friend? And if anything, what is not working and what's holding you back?
Well, we've only gone to a couple.
Okay,
Um, nothing. The guy's name's Steve. Steve's he's pretty outgoing, so he kind of just we kind of wander away and then come meet back up.
good,
It's
perfect.
more of a security blanket, I guess. More of like, hey, all right, I'm done talking to this person. I'm not really interested in talking to this person. Now I'm just standing here looking, helpless. Oh, go grab a soda or a snack and then walk over and talk to Steve. Say, hey, what do you think? Oh, I talked to this person who's a so and so. Oh, okay.
Perfect. Okay. So
But
I'm going to give you some of my tips for when you're standing, feeling like I'm here all alone, nobody's talking to me. What do I do? Right?
And Neil, you can call me.
I can call you. Thanks.
No, don't call somebody at a networking event. That is on the do not do list. Okay, so when you walk in the door, right? If you're walking in alone and you need to talk to somebody, I love that you said go get like a drink or usually there's appetizers out or something, right? Get in a food line or get in the drink line because you could always talk to somebody in front of you or behind you versus just standing aimlessly, right? So
Yeah.
being in line with people makes it easier for sure. Um, my opening line, super, super, super simple. Like it's laughable, and people will look at me and be like, "Really? It's that easy?" I'm gonna shut up and say, if I tell you guys how easy my opening line is, what do you think my opening line is?
I love to talk.
Don't hug all the Danish.
Oh, you guys, super simple. Hi, my name's Alicia. I don't think we've met yet. What's your name? Very
And that
super
works.
simple, and it works every time. And most of the time, if I'm in line, I turn around because the person behind me is usually facing me. So
Mhm.
getting the person in front of me to turn around is more of a challenge. So I turn around when somebody comes up behind me if I'm last, or and then I'm just like, "Hi, my name's Alicia. I don't think we've met." And what's your name? I just start talking. And if we have every once in a while it backfires and somebody's like, "Yeah, we have met." And then I'm like, "Oh, sorry." And then I'm kind of embarrassed.
Mhm.
But usually, right? Or sometimes if I'm unsure, because every once in a while I'm actually not fully sure. And I use this line actually, Neil, we last saw each other in Michigan at UWM. There's so many AEs at UWM, and sometimes I've met them and sometimes I haven't. You can usually tell they're an AE by how they're dressed. But I will say, I'm not sure, have we met? And then I
Yeah.
let them tell me, right?
Right.
And I
Right.
just, it's elephant on the table, but it is as simple as saying, "Hi, my name is." Like,
Mhm.
don't be
Let
afraid
me
to
throw
do it.
something out. If there's a mixer from 6 to 8 or 5 to 7, are you there at 5 o'clock on the
No.
dime, or do you come around 5:30, 6 o'clock?
I come around 5:20-ish, maybe, 5:30 to me is still is a little too late because like everybody's there. I don't usually want to be the first, but I
Okay.
also don't want to be the last.
Yeah, I got
Um,
it. That's an LA mentality. Always be 15 minutes late. Okay.
it might be a New York Jew mentality also.
15 minutes late, you're still on time.
Exactly. So, but then as you get to know people, right? Here's a huge tip. One, if the conversation's going a little awkward, Neil, this is how you could use your friend. conversation's going a little awkward. You're not really sure what to say. It's not flowing. Your friend is nearby. You wave them over and you introduce your friend. Bring another person into the mix, and now it's a conversation of three
Yeah.
instead of two. So it makes your conversation flow a little bit
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah. I was in the dating scene for a while.
I still am.
I got
So
married at 36, so I got a lot of experience
yeah,
smoozing.
this
And
honestly, like building relationship business is very similar
yeah,
to being in the dating pool. It really is. And you're dating who you want to do business with. So you're not dating for the next girlfriend, but you're dating for the next referral partner. And notice the word I said is partner. So you're not only just looking for what's in it for me and who can I meet that will bring me referrals, you're looking for what's a good industry. I may have people that I can refer because you want it to be an equal partnership, not just what am I going to get out of this? Because if you're there looking at what am I going to get, people can feel and sense that energy. But if you're there of I am looking for a new partnership, they can also sense that energy. So make sure you're looking at people as potential equals to share business together, right? But then
right.
here's the next key. Notice I said, I open with, Hi, my name's Alicia. We haven't met yet, or have we met yet? What's your name? But I didn't say I open with handing them a card. Now things are changing. Technology is getting stronger. And now, in any given networking event, unless you're all people over 60, half of the room is not even going to have business cards. They're going to be digital and they're going to want to like hold their phone to your phone. However, some people still do bring business cards. And if you are a business card person, and I'm going to share my screen right now because this is a saying I use a lot. Be a card collector
Right. We
versus
talked
a
about that.
card giver. You are not there to give cards. So I'm going to unshare again and come back to this. But in my opinion, one of the biggest ways to turn people off, you want to go in and be a people magnet to attract people to you, not repel. If you have cards in your hand, or the first thing you do is reach for a card, you are going to repel people. And I'm going to even say, flip the script, flip the scene, put the shoe on the other foot. If you're standing somewhere and someone walks up to you and hands you a card, what do you usually do with it?
Put it in my
Rip it up.
pocket. Put it in the pocket and forget about it.
Exactly. Put it in your pocket, forget about it. Sam said, rip it up. Many people will unintentionally slash intentionally drop it. It may wind up in the trash can, or maybe they'll hold it till they get home and it goes in the recycle bin. But if they did not ask for your card, they are not treating your card like it's $100 bill, right? So it goes the same way. If you're not treating their card like $100 bill, they're not going to treat your card in that way, right? So I don't give a card until I'm asked for it, but I will ask for theirs if I feel like I like them and I want to get to know them better and I want to see in the long run if we're going to be a good fit to working together. Now, if I get their card, what do I control?
Their information.
I control the follow up with their information. If I give them my card and I don't get theirs, what did I just do with the control?
You became a slave. You became a slave and at their mercy.
I gave up control. I'm at their mercy. And 99% of the time, even if people have their best interest at heart and they really think they want to keep in touch with you, if your card is mixed in with five cards they didn't ask for, what's probably going to happen? The whole pile gets thrown away when they walk out the door. And then they'll go, oh, shoot, what did I do with that person's contact info? And so it's not always intentional, right? But have control, right? Because if they have control, they may or may not reach out. And most of the time they're not going to.
Okay. So
Go
so
ahead.
my typical MO is to say, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Neil. Here's my card. This is what I do."
No,
I
That's
would
like
change that.
okay.
change that. Okay.
So, because I will ask you, how's it working for you? When you leave a networking event, how many people reach out to you within the next 24 hours and say, Neil, I want to get to know you better. Could we go for coffee?
Very few, if any.
Yeah. I think if you shift, give your card later, right? Or wait till it's asked and get their card, you will start getting better results. So, what I do is I want to create a meaningful conversation first. And I want to decide, do I want their card? Do I want their contact info? If I do, I hope they want mine. However, if I don't want to waste the money, the paper, the resources. I mean, they paid for that card, right? So I want to decide first. And then when I've decided, I will say, and people don't often remember what you tell them. They remember how they felt around you. And if the conversation's going well, and I say, "Hey Neil, I really would love to keep in touch with you. I think we're having a great conversation. I want to get to know you better. Is it okay if I connect with you and get your contact information and stay in contact? How do you feel if I tell you I'm enjoying the conversation and I want it to keep going?"
Hmm. I'm sorry, I phased out there for a moment thinking about something. What was the question again?
How do you feel about Sam? How do you feel about Sam?
Okay, I'm gonna flip it to Sam. Sam, if I'm telling you I like our conversation and I like you enough to want your contact info, how are you feeling in the moment?
Feeling great. Feel
Ah,
appreciated and that somebody took the time to listen to what I had to say.
Yes. So
yeah.
now you just ranked yourself up on the feel good meter because it's not about what you say. It's especially in the first meeting. You know, kind of like you said, Neil, it's like dating. A first impression is made quick. And nowadays, with our fast-paced society and the internet and videos nonstop, people make a decision literally 60 seconds or less. They are deciding if they like you. And so, if the first 60 seconds you're handing a card, or the first 60 seconds you ask a question about them, not only their name, but maybe something about them, start getting to know them. Sam said the golden ticket right there. He said, I felt heard. People want to feel heard. So when you go to these open networking events, it honestly is like making new friends. And people want, and we've talked about this earlier, and I'll bring it up 800 more times. People want to do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. They're not going to decide if they like you or trust you based on what you tell them. Not at all. If people are going to walk out feeling like they just made a new best friend, it's because you asked questions about their life and they got to talk, because people's favorite topic is themselves. And if you ask about themselves, it doesn't matter if they learned anything about you, truth be told. I know we want to talk about ourselves too. And we're like, well, I want them to know who I am and what I do. But the reality is, they want you to know them. And if they feel like you know them, they're going to be more apt to want to keep in touch with you.
So,
So
so,
go ahead.
so where I was phasing out was is that um, a lot of people. Whoops, I lost you. A
No,
lot of people.
we're here. We're here. I can see
Okay.
you. It's because you're on the phone. Here, I'll
Um,
wait to share again.
a lot of the times, and it always strikes me like, wow, that you have a little conversation with someone and you say, well, here's my card. Do you have a card? They go, no, I don't have a card. So,
Because today's day and age of technology.
well, again, I could always, put the phone, connect the phone. I have an iPhone. It's not a, but they just like, I don't know. When you were talking about it, I was like, oh, it's kind of like a girl saying she has a boyfriend.
No,
When you
it's
meet them,
because
so
of technology and cards are phasing out.
you know,
But here's the thing. When you leave, how many of those people 48 hours later, because I always say do follow up within 24 hours. So
right?
let's go to 48 hours later. How many of those people do you remember who they are? Even if you get their card, if there's no
I,
picture and you have a card, do you always remember who it was and what your conversation was about?
no, and I usually only go for people that are my power group. So I won't even if I met Tupperware Susie or something, I'm not going to call her.
Yeah, but
Uh,
if Tupperware Susie is making 100 grand a month selling Tupperware, she has a huge sphere. And so
Yeah.
it's
I know.
not always about who you know, it's often about who they know. So her sphere of Tupperware people might be needing to buy a house.
Right, right.
So
Um,
think about
but
that too, right?
right,
But here's the deal. In 48 hours, if you don't remember them, they don't remember you either. So why would you reach out just because you have a card? You're not going to.
yeah, you need to call them that day or that night or the next day.
Yeah,
But
and again, you're looking at the card going, "Oh, they sell Tupperware, toss that one." Right? That's why if you ask questions in the conversation, you may find out Susie Tupperware just became Susie Tupperware yesterday and knows nobody yet, or Susie Tupperware has a downline of 3,000 other Susie Tupperwares.
mhm.
Right? So you got to get to know so you know who you want to follow up with. But let's talk about connections through the phone real quick. If they say, I don't have a card, and you really want their contact info, now don't take it if you don't want it. Because again, if you're going to walk away, with cards, I say it's not worth wasting the money. On phones, it's not worth wasting your space saving contact if you're going to walk away and forget who they are. So if the conversation was good, and they say, I don't have a card. Now, if they say, I don't have a card and they stop, they probably have not felt a reason to want to give you their contact info yet.
Right.
And I know you don't probably want to hear that, but that is God's honest truth. And you know from me, you're always going to get it raw, but it's coming from love. Now, if they say, I don't have a card, but I'll give you my digital card, or if you really want it, you could say, I've been enjoying this conversation, so do you have a digital card? Or I will say, because I hate digital cards, I will say, what's your favorite social media? Can I connect with you on social media? Right then and there, I open my social media app and I find them. And I'll hold it up and I'll say, is this you? And then I'll say, I'm sending you a friend request right now. Like if it's Facebook or if it's Instagram, I'm going to say, I'm sending you a follow. I hope you follow me back. And then I'll giggle so that they follow me back because they don't want to look rude, right? Or on
Right.
LinkedIn, I'm sending you a connection request. I hope you accept it. But
Right. But you're a girl, you can get away with that.
well, yeah, you might not
A guy, I'm
giggle.
a creeper.
I could giggle, but you could still smile and chuckle like you just did. It might not be the giggle, but it still works to smile and chuckle. Um, I mean, if it's a guy, it might be a little different, but you could be like, hey, I'm sending you a friend request. I'm connecting with you. I hope you accept because, like, I think we could, we might be a good match for working
Would,
together. Flat
would,
out be
would,
open.
as a guy, would I tend to say, "Hey, are you on LinkedIn?" as opposed to Facebook or Instagram?
I flat out ask, what is your favorite social media? Because I'm on all, but I will flat out say, if they say TikTok, then I'll go, what's your next favorite? Because I hate TikTok. However, most people, Ardra's the only one really I know well that is 100% all in on TikTok. So most other people will be Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn still to this day. Um, but like she said over and over, like her daughter helps her with TikTok. Her daughter's in her 20s, right? Um, but yeah, so however, Neil, since you're not super active on social media, I would say pick one that you're willing to really get active at. Pick one and get great at it. And if LinkedIn's going to be your one, then you could flat out ask, are you on LinkedIn? Because I use LinkedIn. And then connect with them on LinkedIn. However, if you say that, then you better follow up and use the private message on LinkedIn. And I'm going to talk about how to follow up probably next week. But I'm going to tell you on the digital cards, my pet peeve of digital cards. Even if there's people I want to stay in touch with, sometimes I hit save and it really doesn't go in my contacts.
How
Or,
do you do the digital card?
what'd you say?
How do you do a digital card?
Oh, there's apps.
There's
I
a better way.
what's your better way?
There's a bracelet. You can order a bracelet. Well, your business card is on your bracelet. It's a digital card.
Yeah,
All
it's
they
still
have to
an
do.
app though. It
I
connects on an app on your phone. You have to download the app even if you have the bracelet.
I don't have, I mean, I've had people put their phone next to mine and I've gotten it. So I guess I have an app or something on here.
No, 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 you can receive without the app.
Yeah.
Sam,
Oh,
what's the bracelet? The bracelet company also has a card that you might like, Neil, that's like the size of a business card. So you could do the bracelet or the card and tap
Right.
either one. What's the name of it? I can't think.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. The only reason why I know about it, my oldest daughter has one. She works for Vanguard, and she has one. And wherever she goes, when people ask her for investments and strategies like that, she's like, "Here, tap your phone on my bracelet. There's my information."
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I know about it.
Okay, but my thing, like I said, a lot of those I walk away and they're not saved. And so, Neil, you might have gotten some people's on your phone screen and not being super techie and not remembering their names, they may not be in your phone. It could show up, but if you don't scroll usually to the bottom and actually touch the save button, it doesn't often go in your phone. And then I've had times where I've touched the save button and then before they walk away, I say, let me check that it's actually there. And they go in my contacts and it's still not there. So double check if you really want their contact info. And if you start using a digital card, ask them to double check before you walk away. And once they close the screen that showed your card, then say, do me a favor, will you open your contacts, put in my name, and see if I actually show up. But what I do to find the people, because back to 48 hours later, do you remember their names? I don't. And
right.
maybe, could be age, could be I'll use the excuse I'm not always the best at names, whatever. What I do when I get their digital card is I change the last name in my phone and I put what they either what they do or where I met them, the event. So there's a company spot, I could put the company name and company or what they do, and then I'm going to put met at whatever the event is, and actually, even sometimes the date. So
Yeah, I do
48
that on the
hours
back of
later,
business cards.
huh?
I'll do that on the back of business cards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the digital card, it's not, you don't have a back. And so I'll write like, and this isn't necessarily from networking events, but I have 5 people in my phone with the title landscaper because landscapers don't always answer in Arizona. So sometimes I have to go down the list. But then I remember who are my landscapers because I don't remember all their names. And realtor, like I'll put realtor, but I'll put met at the name of the function, you know? Because then I could go in contacts and look for the name of the event. Like there's a big event I go to in Vegas. I've gone 2 years. I'm going to go again this summer called the Forward event. I always meet like 40 people. When there was business cards, I'd come home with the cards and I'd have a stack and I would go through one at a time for my follow-up and find them on social and put them in my database. Then flip to the next card, put them in my database, find them in social. Now on my phone, I don't have that tangible. So I will type forward event. And then I go down everybody in my contact list that has forward event in their name.
I
It's
want to go to
huge for
Vegas.
me. Huh?
I want to go to Vegas.
Come to the forward event. They'll probably do registrations. It's usually in July, I think. It might be June. I already registered for next year at last year, so I could look up the date. But it'll be coming, and the forward event is mostly like about digital marketing. So a lot of social media, a lot of video last year, a lot of AI. I'm sure they'll do more AI again this year.
So it's called
Um,
Forward.
Forward, yeah, it's put on by Neil Dingra. And Neil is, I mean, if you look on Instagram, he's huge on Instagram. And his focus is mainly geared at mortgage professionals marketing. Now there will be realtors that go as well. So it is a good playground for getting recruits as well. So I get education. I learn what's hot in the market for marketing online and social media. And I meet other loan officers to recruit throughout the year. I love
Hmm.
it. For
Yeah,
me, it's been valuable.
I would be very interested in that.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I see the marketing for, but if you look up Neil Dingra, and Dingra I think is Dhin, I don't know. I'll look it up and let you
What
know.
Okay.
is it? Neil,
No.
Neil?
No, I think it's Neel. Here, I'll just look right now on Instagram for you.
He's an Indian guy, right?
Yes. Yep, you already found him?
No, but I remember I've seen him before. Or
He's
maybe
the first one that taught me about Hey Gen about 2 years ago. And you know what? If you get rid of Neil, if you get rid of the the AI from Renato, why can't I think the MLO box? Hey Jen would look more realistic for you. You can,
Hey,
but you have to give it the script, and I bet Renato's doing your scripts.
yeah,
Um,
because it's got to be compliant.
Yeah, but you can make it compliant. I mean, just don't talk
Yeah.
rates and it's
Uh,
compliant. But you put up a picture in Hey Gen and you talk, it gets your voice, it gets your cadence, it uses your picture and it makes it look like you're talking. Um, but yeah, Neil Dingra is here he is. No, maybe it's not NEEL. I thought it was.
Well, I did forward event Las
Oh
Vegas
yeah,
and
yeah. On Instagram, he's Neil Home. Neel Home is his Instagram. And yeah, it doesn't show his last name actually in the well, and then it's got Dhingra shows in the profile. But yeah, forward event. It's a
Neil
good
Home,
event.
one word.
Huh?
There it is.
Yeah, Neil Home is one word on
Neil Home,
Instagram.
197,000 followers.
Yeah, I told you he's
Neil
big on Instagram.
Dahingra,
Yeah. He was a speaker at
DHINGRA.
NexaFest. Um, God, it
I
was
didn't
even
go.
3 years ago. He came to NexaFest and taught us about HeyGen, and I've been following him ever since. So he was a good speaker. Obviously, I was impressed enough to go to his event. Um, anyway, so what time is it? Okay, we have a few more minutes. So if we go back to the networking events, if you're going to use a digital card yourself, ask people, or when you put in your digital card, everybody always wants to look professional, but I would say toss that out and put mortgage loan originator in your name. So, like Neil, your first on the first name line, I would put your first and last name. So it's a Neil Engler as first name, and as last name, I would put mortgage loan originator. So they don't have to do what I just told you to do.
Right.
But if you really want to stay connected with someone, change their name in your phone before you save it.
And I have
My
a
tips.
topic you could possibly look into is really how to refer. Because
We're going to
I
talk
don't,
about that. You got to
I,
teach people how to, and you got to
right,
ask
but I
them how
need
they
to, I
want
need to
to.
know how to also. I need to learn how to, because when you're looking at somebody's 1003 and you got all this banking information it's like this, it doesn't immediately jump out at me to say, hey, you know what? I see you got 100,000 in the bank. Do you have a financial planner? And then if I say that, now I have whatever 10, 15 financial planners I have to think about. Unless I guess you just go who's most local to them.
I wouldn't do that per se. I would kind of look at their personality, think of the personalities of the people that you know. Like my financial planner's in Colorado. I'm in Arizona. He's not close, but he aligns with me in like I like the way he asks questions about my goals up front, and he works in ways that I appreciate. And so I keep working with him. We do meetings on Zoom. Before Zoom, actually, I used to use video conferencing back in the day when I was at People's Mortgage Company and Zoom didn't even exist. And there was another company I used. I got him on video and his company like didn't do anything yet. And he was like, this is unusual, but he did it for me. So they don't have to be close, but I would look at, has a financial planner referred you? I would look at personalities. If somebody gave you a referral, it's good to give one back.
Right.
If Yeah, and if somebody hasn't given you a referral, but you want to get some, I've even flat out asked. Like I had a realtor and I learned this the hard way because I did give a realtor a listing and he never gave me back a loan. I was pissed he didn't give me back a loan, but I didn't flat out ask up front. So I had to learn it the hard way. So then after that, when I had listings to give, I would say to the realtor, if we haven't already established a partnership, hey, I have this listing and I will share the contact with you if you're open to referring me your next buyer. Like I would put the elephant on the table. Don't assume, ask. Get the
Right.
yes. And if they don't say yes, then okay, great. I could give this to someone else. But who in their right mind is going to tell you no? But then if they don't give you their next referral, right? Now it's on them, and I believe in karma. Karma both ways. The universe gives you back what you put out. What
But,
you
but,
put
but,
out comes back tenfold.
but what is your time frame on waiting? I mean, realtors, except for the few chosen few, most of
Well,
them
I watch
six
MMI.
loans, six loans a year, 4 loans
I
a year.
watch MMI and I look at did they
MMI.
actually have a referral to give and did they give it to someone else or are they not giving me one because they don't have one to give?
What's
You know,
MMI?
huh?
What's MMI?
It has all the stats and closings of all the realtors and loan originators in the country. So
Like
Redder,
Redder.
yes, it's a competitor to Redder.
Okay.
And I've had MMI for years before I even knew Redder exists.
Well, I have
And
Redder
back
now.
in the day when I was in title companies use a program called MyMTA. So if you want to look somebody up, ask me. I'll look them up in MMI for you, or ask a title rep, and they probably have MTA
Well,
also.
I have because of MLO box, I have Redder.
Well, there you go. So look it up in Redder.
Because,
It's the same thing.
but yeah, kind of. I don't. I was like, who do I want to look up? So it's like doing a couple of
I
them. It's
look
like,
everybody up. I open MMI every day for recruiting. And like if you saw the email that I sent out the other day looking for somebody licensed in Michigan and Arizona, that's a
yeah.
realtor that recently got her MLO license. I looked her up as a realtor, and I saw what her realtor stats were and I put it in the email. So I look people up. Um,
And you
so
just took me into the fold.
what?
If you look me up, I was semi-retired.
I have not looked you up, but I'm willing to bet Austin did before he recruited you.
Maybe. I don't
I'm
know.
sure. I'm sure he did.
I mean,
We,
the numbers aren't terrible, but there is a big gap.
yeah. And
Right.
whatever, life happens, and I don't turn people away based on numbers in terms of recruiting. However, I do sometimes, I decide how much time am I going to pour into them if they're not an easy recruit, right? Like, are they worth me really spending a lot of time and energy, or should I just drip on them with texts and emails, or drip on them in social media? Or should I actually be actively making phone calls once a month or more? Um, we're running to close to the end of time. However, next time what I want to talk about is how to make sure the conversation, once you say, "Hi, my name is Alicia. What's your name?" I want to talk about how to keep the conversation flowing. So I'm going to give you some good questions to ask. I'm going to talk to you about there is a little bit of a format that I follow that is an acronym called NEEDS. Some other people follow format that is FORD or FROG. We'll talk about all three. They're very similar and they all have questions that you can ask that will guarantee your conversation will never have a lull. And if you ask people questions, they're often going to ask you back. So you don't have to be worried about telling anyone about you. It's never in what you tell them. It's always in what you ask them. And very often they're going to ask you as well. Right. So, I want you to think about, and Neil, if you go to a networking event between now and the next Thursday, I'm going to challenge you to hold back on giving out your card and try to create meaningful conversation first and decide, do you even really want to stay in contact with this person? And then if you do, get their contact. And once you have theirs, then offer yours.
Okay.
All right. Any last minute questions, words, stories to share? We got 2 minutes.
You said earlier you're from New York. I couldn't tell that you were from
Rachel.
New York. I couldn't tell.
Sam almost didn't like me in the beginning because I was from New York.
What do you mean almost?
I had to root him that New Yorkers are okay.
Yeah. Neil, if I can just say one thing to you, and by no means do I have the experience in the mortgage business as Alicia, but you and I have experience in life. One of the best advices that somebody gave me a long time ago is don't overthink everything.
Right.
Don't overthink it. You know what?
Right.
Last weekend I went to Prescott. I was invited by a friend of mine who does financial advice and insurance. It was his gig. I sat there, and then because of our friendship, he introduced me to the group. I started talking. I told him what I did. I did not pass out any business cards. I did not ask anybody if you want my business card. What I said is if anybody would like some information about the rates, about loan options, about myself, I'll be over here in the corner. If anybody would like to chat, I'd be more than willing to talk to you.
I'll be in the corner. That just
And,
sounded funny.
yeah.
I had like a flashback of the Dirty Dancing movie. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
My God. See, Neil, she's from New York. That's all I got to say.
Yes. And I
Anyway,
will say, I never lead with mortgage products or rates or anything like that. I lead with
yeah.
building the relationship. However, I will direct, if I want to know someone, I will ask for their contact info. I will not wait for them to offer it. I will say, I would like to get to know you better. Can I get your contact info? Or what social media are you on? Or can I get your card? I still am, like you, Neil, I'm a little more old school and I do still have cards. I don't give them out often unless asked. However, I will ask people, do you have a card? I always start with that because I can't stand the digital card. However, I will not wait for somebody to ask me if I want to get to know them. If I see value there in knowing them, I will flat out say, I would like your contact info and I would like to stay in touch with you for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, you guys.
wait.
Okay. ahead.
You're always in
Go.
a hurry.
Because
Neil,
I promise this will always be only an hour. We're at the
Okay.
hour.
And Neil, getting back to what I was saying, when I told everybody I'll be over here to answer any questions of anybody, I would love to meet you all, get your, get to know a little bit more about you. I took 14 contacts. Neil.
Nice. Nice.
People came over, started talking to me, and I
Were you
wanted to,
legitimately in a corner?
I was legitimately in the corner. I wanted to be respectful because it was their event, and I was a little sidekick there. And I came across as, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here if you need me. I started talking to people, building conversation, and I took 14 contacts. Guess what? Out of the 14 people that I took, 12 of them responded to my phone call when I followed up with them, and I
Right.
sent email. 12 out of 14, and
Nice.
one out of the two people who didn't call that I couldn't reach left me a voicemail this morning for me to call them back.
Perfect.
Nice,
That's
nice.
awesome. Oh, wait. So this is your event last week.
Correct.
Got it.
Correct.
Okay.
What state are you in?
Arizona.
There's different people than LA or California. You tell people you're in the corner. I'll be in the corner if you need me. They'll start throwing pies at you.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Neil, the way I did it is that, I'm here to offer a service. If you would like, I didn't go there being pushy. I didn't go there passing out business cards.
But this was more of like a established networking group.
A financial planner.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But
It's different.
I'm more talking where when you go to like
Like a happy hour.
a happy hour mixer
Yeah.
for it's 2 hours, 6 to 8, $20 to get in the door, and there's anywhere from 8 to 80 people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it when it's smaller. It's 8 people or 10
So
people.
Sam,
easier
yours
to-
was a little more formally set up with speakers, right? It wasn't
Correct.
just go mix and mingle. Yeah.
No, it was set up.
Different
And
style of event for sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
I just build relationship, build friends, become their friends, and then everything else will follow. If
That's
it's
what
meant
we
to be,
hope.
it's meant to be.
All right.
All right,
All right.
guys.
At
Have a
least
great
you
rest
kept
of
us
your
over
day.
3 minutes. You owe me 3 minutes. Okay.
Talk to you later. If you need me,
All
you
right.
know where to find me.
All right.
Bye.
Till
Bye, guys.
tomorrow. Bye.